Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. In my first video I talked about feeling lost professionally, and I promised I would make another video to explain the process of being hired here as an English teacher. What pushed me to teach English here in Brazil? I got here in Brazil in 2025 at the end of August, and I haven't worked since I got here. So my money was has been running out, has been draining, and I already had that in the back of my mind that in order for me to stay here in Brazil, I need to work. So it's almost 5 months that I've been here, and my money keeps draining. And I don't want to have any profession. When I say any profession, is not to offend other people. I just want to have a profession that I feel that I will be proud, that will bring me joy. At the same time, I will help other people. So, since I can speak English, having the experience of living in New Zealand for 12 years, I think that it's easier for me to choose English. Also, there's a huge demand of Brazilians wanting to learn English to better their lives. I did that. I was a student. I learned English, and that opened so many doors. And still, here in Brazil, it's required for you to know a second language in order to have a good job. So, being a teacher here in Brazil is the shortest path that I have to have a profession. Don't have to spend a lot of money. I don't have to wait 4 years to have a degree that I'm not sure about if I will regret. When did I start applying to be a teacher here in Brazil? I started applying to teach English here in Brazil in October, but I got some responses saying that they are not hiring. They said that the process of hiring will be in January, so I stopped applying. Then, close to Christmas, I started applying again because January was just around the corner. How long did it take for them to reply to my emails? 10 days for them to start replying. So I would say January 6th, they replied my emails. All the schools that I applied to teach, they replied to my emails, most of them, trying to set up interviews. They emailed me back to set up interviews. I had, I think, one interview online to work for a remote teaching school, and the interview they require me to present two English lessons, a beginner level and advanced level, at least 5 to 10 minutes each lesson, besides talking about yourself and your experience. I replied back to them and said I would do it, and I started to watch a lot of videos online on how to prepare your first lesson, or how to teach beginner, how to teach advanced, because I really want the job. So during this time, before the interview, I was watching this channel that I have been following for some time. It's Chris from the Lighthouse, something like that. He's in Czech Republic, so he has a lot of good videos on his channel. He gives tips on how to be a teacher, how to teach a beginner lesson, how to teach vocabulary, you name it. So he's awesome. So I used one of his lessons to present this 5 minute lesson for a beginner level. So I did that, and I think the interview went really well, but I didn't get any response so far. You see, I came from having no experience at all talking over the phone, like with a camera. You can imagine how I felt having this interview where I had to present, have to give two lessons, 5 to 10 minutes, no experience at all. I came from being fearful to feeling confident at the end of the interview because the interview went really well. And the other school that I had, they replied to me, was also a remote teaching school. So they only asked me to provide a 3-minute video talking about myself, answering some questions, talking about my experience. But that one didn't go through. They already replied to me saying that they already chose someone else, but that's fine. I also applied to teach on Preply during Christmas, and it only took me 4 days for my profile to be accepted. So I'm a teacher over there, even though I didn't teach anyone yet. And I also applied to teach on Cambly. That one I'm still waiting for them to accept my profile. So whenever I log into Cambly, it says my profile is under review. So I really hope that they accept my profile over there because I have plans to use Cambly to teach in the morning, because I already have the school that I'm going to teach, that I'm going to start next Tuesday. Yeah, I'll have the afternoon and evening to teach there. So yeah, so I'm waiting to be accepted on Cambly. But I also went to some private schools myself. I walked in to talk to people over there and show my CV, and all of that was during Christmas time or just before Christmas time. And I did that for 2 schools. There was one time that I was looking to send my CV, doing the same thing that I've been doing, applying online, and I looked up schools, English schools near me, and this one popped up, and I sent a message through WhatsApp asking if they're hiring anyway. They said yes, actually we are hiring. If you can come over here, if you can come this afternoon for an interview, that would be great. And at the time when I was talking to them, I was at a GP. I said, yeah, sure, I'll be there. And it was taking a long time for them to call me at the GP. I ended up giving up, not removing the stitches, and I went to the school to have this interview. So I talked to a guy over there. I think the owner of the school. It was a very well-known English school here in Brazil, and he was opening a new branch. It was a brand new school. But yeah, he asked me a lot of questions. He asked me to write down, answer. He asked me to write an essay about a topic of teaching English, and I did that. So the interview went really well. He called me saying that I was one of the teachers. He asked if I was interested still in being a teacher, and I said yes. And then he started like sending me the forms to fill out and stuff. So I was pretty much hired by this school. Let's call this school A, and I'll talk about how much they would pay, how much they would offer, and the schedules they had. Then the next day, school B called me as well for an interview, and I was like, might as well. I'll have this interview and see what they have to offer. So they chose to have the interview online. So I talked to a person that I already had seen there, that I have talked in person, and I met a guy, another teacher, online. So they were like the 3 of us talking, and I was explaining my background, my experience as a teacher, etc. So that went really well. And also they asked me to be there in person to meet someone else that wasn't able to be in that meeting that we had, the 3 of us. So it was supposed to be the 4 of us. So next day I went over there to meet this person, and the 4 of us all were together, and yeah, they're like explaining how they run, and they asked me about my experience, and then I was honest. Just be yourself, be honest, and and they even though I don't have the experience of teaching um, in school, they made me feel comfortable because they said not to worry about that because they would help me. They would teach me the methodology they use, and they even offered me to watch the teachers giving the lessons to the students. So I would take notes while I watch the lessons, watch them work. So that felt really, really great. But at that point, I haven't mentioned that I was almost hired by school A. Um, when I mentioned that to school B said, "Okay, I'm not gonna let school A take you away. I'm going to offer you more hours." So they offered me more hours because at first for school B they wanted me to work from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So only 2 hours every day. So it would be like 8 hours per week. Not to mention Saturday. Saturday they would require me to be there in the morning, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. something like that. So I would have at least 12 hours working for school B. When I mentioned that school A wanted me to be there in the afternoon, school B said, I'll give you more hours. So they offered me to teach kids, I think, at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So every day. So in total, I would have 20 hours per week, including Saturday. The pay is a little better than um, school A. It's not much, I know. I'm not too concerned about that. I know I want the money. It's better than nothing. But I'm more concerned about having this experience, getting the experience that I need. They will pay me $8 per hour. So school A, I had to call them the next day saying that I was not gonna be a teacher over there for a few reasons. The first reason is that they would pay me, they would give me 20 hours guaranteed, even if I made less than 20 hours. The pay was $6 per hour. So at least I would have 80 hours guaranteed in a month. So 8 hours times $6. So that would be my salary in this school. I chose to not be there because of the time that they want me to be there. They want me to be there in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, and having the last class of the day being 10 p.m. And it wasn't certain if I was going to teach in the morning at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or in the afternoon 3 to 4 p.m. They didn't know that yet, so it's not really good to be in a position like that. You always have to be available. I chose School B because I'll have the morning off. That's guaranteed. And School A didn't have that guarantee. Only 20 hours per week times $6. With School B, $8 per hour. Not much, but I did the math. At the end of the day, School B is offering me at least 20 hours now with the schedule in the afternoon. So I'll be making the same amount I was going to make at School A. So that's the process of getting hired here in Brazil to teach English, my experience. So my final advice to you is to make sure your CV is up to date, as well as your LinkedIn. List all your skills over there, and don't give up. If you're thinking about something and it feels far away, it's not far away. You just have to do it. Don't be afraid. You can use this video as an example. I have no experience and I'm still trying. Just do it. Don't overthink too much, because that ravages your confidence and your chances of having a good opportunity in your life. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If it brought any value to you, just give a like and subscribe and comment down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.